Hey guys, Pie Guy Rules here, back with the very last of the Korra Season 2 TV logs. There will be a recap next week. Not a recap, a final thoughts, basically. But this is the video on the last episode of Book 2 of Legend of Korra. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. You guys are gonna hate me. I'm sure you do. And I'm sure I'm gonna be the only one. But I didn't like it. And you know what? The only thing I didn't like, and I mean, when I say the only thing, it's a major thing. Didn't like the action. I didn't like the first half of the episode, basically. Um, I like the resolution. I like Korra's deciding to do something different, to you know be her own avatar. That's something that Aang had to realize. I feel like that's something that's common amongst avatars because when you have a library, when you have a back catalog of what all the other avatars did, you're so tempted to just follow what they did. But in the end, like Aang, Korra is deciding to do something different because it feels right, um, and that's cool because things changed in like 10,000 years. Um, so it's cool to try different things, and there's definitely a sequel hook in there with the whole oh yeah, now the whole spirits and humans are intertwined. I wonder how that's gonna go. Probably not very well. Not that I think it's a bad idea. I'm just saying it's gonna be a little bit rough. They just kind of barely united the world as it is. Now they gotta reunite it with another world. Uh, Good luck with that one. Um, but I like that, and I liked a lot of the moments with like Bolin and Eska, and I liked how Mako and Korra handled their breakup. It was subtle, it was nice, it was sweet, it was kind of what it should have been. As long as they don't drag it back in next season. Um, I liked a lot of that, but I stand by the fact that I think the design of Vatu and Unalak together is just stupid looking. Like he's got these frilly things coming off him. He's got the weird looking mask. Like it looks like a mask because his eyes are like coming off and shoulder points. I think it looks stupid. I really did. And when he got to Republic City and he was raw knocking over things, using his chest beams to do things, like I felt like it was in a bad Godzilla movie. Like this isn't awesome bending battles. This is just pushing people, And then when Korra became Super Korra, when she Spirit Korra, it was just like a giant wrestling match, with laser beams, which, you know, um, and I don't get what Jinora did. I really don't. She was the light in the darkness, but what did she do? What did she do? She wasn't Rava. She didn't become Rava. She helped Korra see Rava in Fatu. I mean, I get the whole, there Fatu can never kill, Rava, and Rava can never kill Fatu. It's just a thing. I get that, and that's cool. And that makes sense, and it makes sense that Korra would be able to um, rescue Rava. But like, it just, and I don't know, and the fact that there's inner spirits and stuff, and it didn't matter that she was the Avatar because she had she had a strong-willed spirit anyway. But then could Tenzin have done it? Could Bolin have gone up there and just been like, "Well, I'm sending my spirit self up there to fight"? Like I don't know. It just makes it seem less special if it's not an Avatar thing. And if it is an Avatar thing, well, it can't be an Avatar thing. Um, it didn't feel quite right. The action and even the explanation of how inner spirits and spirit tree and it didn't quite mesh. I guess it's how a lot of people felt when they pulled the whole spirit bending thing that Aang could do in the last episode. A lot of people were screaming, "Oh, it's a Deus Ex Machina." They just pulled that out of their butts at the last minute to save the day. I felt it was warranted for Aang, but when it comes to Korra, I mean, when it comes to this episode, I didn't feel, I just didn't do it, you know? Like, what did my notes say? I don't even remember. Is I thought there was gonna be a moment where they were gonna do this weird little Batman parody with Varric because he had the glider and everything, and Juvi would be Alfred. I don't know. Just, that would be an awesome spinoff. Uh, yeah, I pretty much covered everything in my notes. I'm just trying to think because I really don't want the finale to be the shortest one of these that I do because there is a lot to talk about. They, like they set up for things, and I like that, and I like Korra finding her own way. I like the things they did with that. I felt that the fighting was weak, and I felt like the solution was weak. Um, I liked Bolin, Mako, the twins, Tenzin and his siblings all fighting the spirits. I liked them all collectively bending. Like it looked awesome, but it was such a small portion. It's happened so fast. It's like this is what this is what a finale would. Come on, bending. I want to see bending. I don't want to see two giants wrestle each other. Like bending. Come on, give us some bending. And why did like it just didn't feel grand, Like when Udalak and like when they connected, it's just like I'm a giant monster now. I'm gonna go terrorize a town. It's not like the world is immediately plunged into darkness. It's like I'm just gonna destroy everything piece by piece because I don't know, because I'm bigger than you. Like that's what it felt like, and that's not okay. Like Godzilla, that's Godzilla. I'm pretty sure this is Avatar. And plus the design, okay, I'm repeating myself. Um, this might be one of those things that upon rewatch or upon watching throughout, rewatching the season, it might, I might soften up. And I'm not, I say I hated it, and I disliked it. I did. And I disliked it mostly for that. But I don't, I don't think it's the worst thing ever. I don't think, they didn't ruin Avatar forever or anything like that. It's just a matter of, I felt, I felt it was rushed again. Like, that's another thing, too. It did. It felt very, very, just kind of like, here we go. We gotta solve the problem. Korra's gotta beat this bad guy, and so she's gotta learn new information right away. We've gotta, she's gotta beat the bad guy, and we gotta get a little bit of an epilogue in there. Like it's a lot to get in the last episode. And honestly, I felt like the previous episode was a stronger finale. If that had been the finale, and they'd left it a cliffhanger, like that would be awesome. That would be pretty cool. Um, and I mean, just I'm so disappointed. Like I think that's just the ultimate thing. I'm just so disappointed because they can do so much better. Um, and and Korra's severed. Well, she didn't sever it, but her connection to her previous lives was severed. That's dumb. You know why that's dumb? Because we haven't gotten Korra to really connect with any of her previous lives. She had a moment with Aang in last season's finale, but that was it. Like, come on, give us some, Aang teaching Korra something. Give us, Korra. I mean, she found Wan, and that was cool. But does that mean we're not going to see Wan anymore either? Right? Like, come on. Don't, it's cool that you're making these big changes, but like there was so much potential in that, and now it's gone. And Tenzin you're a little bit premature in saying that she is like a fully realized Avatar. I don't think so. I guess all it takes is beating the ultimate evil in the world, um, and and then you're just the ultimate Avatar. Um, so yeah, basically, I didn't like it because there should have been a lot more bending. I mean, like it's not that it didn't make sense. I mean, you had Korra with the ball, like you had Aang in in Avatar, it's a spiritual self, and I get it. But I also feel that the transformation for Korra from hot-headed, unspiritual, brat to this fully realized Avatar, fully connected with the spirit world, all that happened really fast because all she did was she watched a much better show than hers, the show of Juan, um, and then she took a little journey through the spirit world where she met Iroh, which that'll change a person. They will, um, but and then now she's spiritually awakened. Like she didn't really. She learned. I guess she learned. She did, but it didn't. It felt like really fast. And in retrospect, and I didn't say it in the other video, but it does feel like that Varric plot was kind of just like I don't get it. Like Varric's he thinks he's still a good guy, and I don't understand. Um, like I guess it's just he is pretty much a good guy, but he'll do whatever it takes to get what he wants. And in that respect, he's more like a spoiled brat that thinks he can do anything than someone that's truly evil or truly bad or whatever. Um, and I don't know where they're gonna go from here, but I guess that's a talk for the recap and I'll give my predictions and looking forward to and everything. Um, so yeah, in summation, I was disappointed. I don't think it's the worst finale. You could do a lot worse, and there were a lot of good moments in here. They did the very ending where the little epilogue that was nice. I like what they did there. But it did leave an epic bending battle to be desired, especially after we were robbed from one last season. And I know last episode we did get some things, but it wasn't crazy. It wasn't, I wasn't expecting a full episode of it, but I was expecting something more than two giants wrestling, and I didn't get it. So I'm disappointed. But again, state your dislike in the comments. Since Google Plus is evil, I won't be able to respond to you anyway. Tweet at me if you want me to respond. Pie Guy rules.